Hi, I'm Eric from Simply Elegant Home Cooking. Today I'm going to show you a delicious spaghetti and meatball recipe. Not just any spaghetti and meatball recipe. This isn't the version you're going to find on the little kids menu. We're going to be doing an adult version that uses some bold, authentic Italian flavors, so stick around, you don't want to miss this one. And before I get cooking, I just wanted to speak really briefly about the type of meat that I'm going to be using. I'm using a combination of beef, pork, and veal. My grocery store sells these together in a package pre-mixed. You can buy them separately. If you can't find the veal, if you can only get the beef and the pork, you can use those in equal portions and that works well too. I have about 1.5 pounds here total. So to get started, let's talk about the breadcrumbs. I prefer using day-old Italian bread. You can buy this a day or two ahead of time. If you buy it day of, it'll still work. These are small pieces, so I'm going to take 3 pieces and remove the crust. And when you remove the crust, it should look a little something like this. You don't need to be meticulous about it. And next you just want to break that bread up into smaller pieces. You can use this using your hands or a knife. I'm using a food processor and I'm going to do this off camera because it's very loud. And you just want to take it until your breadcrumbs look a little something like this. What we're going to do next, we're going to add some milk. You want to add it slowly. You want to be sure not to get too much in there. So you add a little bit at a time just to hydrate the breadcrumbs. You don't want to have a 1/2 inch of milk pooled at the bottom. So that's why we're going to go slow and just kind of fold that in as we go. Okay, and I stirred that up a little bit more off camera, but I didn't have to add any more milk. Just what you saw me add was plenty. So we're going to let this sit out while we prep the meatballs to let that milk absorb. Next, we're going to prep some onions. So I have a fairly decent sized yellow onion. I'm going to cut this in half because we're going to use half of this in the meatballs and half in the spaghetti sauce. So I'm just going to take this first half and mince it up. And start off by just dicing it like you otherwise would. And once it's all diced, just continue to work it with your knife. It should look a little something like this. And you want to work those onions until they look a little something like that. So next, I have the same pot that I'm going to eventually use to sear the meatballs and to make my sauce. We can use that same pot to saute the onions, so I'm going to turn this on to medium heat. Or actually, probably medium-low is good here. I'm going to give that a minute to come up to temperature. And next, I'm going to add some Italian extra virgin olive oil. And we can go in with those minced onions. So just get it all in there and give it a little stir. And we're going to let these cook and caramelize. You can skip this step and use raw onions in the meatballs, but this really does a lot for the flavor. And once those are sizzling away, I like to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. And again, just stir that in. So we're going to let this go stirring every minute or two. And after about 7 or 8 minutes, those onions should have some color. At this point, we're adding about 4 cloves of garlic that I've crushed up in a garlic press. We're adding this late in the process so we don't burn it. We're adding some crushed red pepper flakes as well, just to give that a little extra flavor. And we just want to cook this for about another minute. We want to be sure not to burn that garlic. So we'll just stir this around and take the raw edge off the garlic. And after just about a minute cooking that garlic, you want to get it off the heat. So I turned that burner off and I transferred the onion and garlic to this plate to cool down a little bit before we mix with the rest of the meatball ingredients. Okay, so prepping those onions was an annoying but worthwhile step in the process, but now we're ready to build the meatballs. So I have the beef, pork, veal mixture in a large bowl. I'm going to add in those soaked breadcrumbs. And next I'm going to add about a teaspoon each of salt and fresh cracked black pepper. A little bit more of those crushed red pepper flakes. I'm going to add in the onions and garlic, which have now cooled, which is important so they don't start cooking the meat. I'm going to add 1 lightly beaten egg. And this next ingredient, I just want to talk real quick before I add it in. This is 24-month aged Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese. This is really high quality. Do not skimp. You want to get the authentic version of this product, nothing from a can. And you want to grate about that much. It's kind of hard to quantify. This is an amount that's about equal in size to my fist. It's not as much as it looks because there's a lot of air in there as well. And you can add in the Parmigiano-Reggiano. Next, I'm adding a handful of flat leaf Italian parsley that I've chopped up. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water. I would start with that amount. We want to make sure this has the right consistency, but you can't take it away. You can add it, but can't take it away. So start with about 2 tablespoons, and now we're ready to mix this. And now we have all of our meatball ingredients. We want to mix this using our hands, and you don't want to overwork it. So you want to go kind of slow and just fold it in. And the reason we don't want to overwork it is that can cause the meatballs to be a little tough. So as soon as you get a homogeneous consistency, you want to be sure to stop. So I'll check back with you in a few moments. And that's how it should look when you're done. Now we had plenty of moisture in here from the egg and from those 2 tablespoons of water. If you need more, add it. The mixture should be fairly wet, but what you saw me add was plenty. So we're now ready to form these into the meatball shapes. Okay, so this next step I like to do in batches. I've portioned off some of the meat. These are, for the math nerds, these are about 60 grams. I like to measure them out just to be consistent, but you can eyeball it. This is going to give us roughly golf ball shaped meatballs. So I wet my hands first, which is going to prevent stickage. And you just want to form those into a ball shape, a little something like that. So I'm going to continue off camera with the rest of them. Okay, and that yielded 16 very nice sized Italian meatballs. This is optional. I like to put these in the freezer for about 10 minutes. It'll just firm them up and make it a little easier to sear them. Okay, and I used the last 10 to 15 minutes while those meatballs were firming up in the freezer to clean up a bit and to pour myself a glass of wine. We're now ready to sear the meatballs. So in that same pan we used earlier, I wiped it out. I'm going to go in with a good amount of extra virgin olive oil. This is on medium-high heat. You want to be sure to get that pan pretty hot. And we're going to cook the meatballs in 2 batches. Now that's really sizzling, so I'm going to turn it down a bit, but you want it to sizzle the moment it hits the pan. And just so we're clear, you're not looking to cook these all the way through. We just want to get some color on the exterior. So they should flip easily like that when it's time. And that color is going to mean great flavor for these meatballs. You can see that one was sticking a bit. Let's try that again. Okay, so we let them go for about 2 or 3 minutes on the first side. We're going to let them go for about 2 or 3 minutes on the second side as well. Okay, so it's about 3 minutes later. If these come up easily, we're ready to take them off. So we just want to kind of scrape them off. You can see that one stuck a little bit, but not too bad. And now we're ready to add in the other batch. And just like the first batch, we're going to go for a couple minutes on each side. Okay, and I think these are ready to flip, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so you saw one of those stuck a little bit, but I'll take it. Not perfect, but pretty darn close. We'll let the other side go for just a few more minutes. Okay, and I think these are ready to go, so I'm going to turn off the heat. We're going to want that pan to cool down a bit. But while it cools, I'm going to take the rest of the meatballs off. Okay guys, and I know I said I was going to do it all in one pan. I think some of those brown bits went a little bit too far. I don't want to impart a burnt flavor into this, so this is unfortunate, but I am going to get a clean pan. Okay, so I have this Dutch oven coming up to temperature on medium heat. I'm going to go in with some fresh extra virgin olive oil. And during the break, I took the other half of that onion. We used half in the meatballs. The other half I didn't mince, I just diced it up. So I'm going to take that half of an onion and get it in there. I'm going to add just a little salt and a little pepper. And give that a stir. This is where we're going to be building our sauce. Okay, and after about 6 to 7 minutes, you're not looking to completely cook these through, just need them to soften. But at this point, we're going to go in with a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. So you just want to get that in there and kind of stir it around. And we're going to let this cook for about, maybe 2 minutes or so, stirring frequently. Also at this time, I'm going to add quite a bit more olive oil in there. Since we lost all those pan drippings, we want to have plenty of oil in the sauce. Okay, and after you've had some time to cook that tomato paste, it should darken in color a bit. We're going to go in with several cloves of garlic as well as some fresh thyme leaves. I have stripped the leaves and diced those up. So you want to get those in there and continue moving. We don't want to burn that garlic. So we're just going to let that cook for maybe a minute. Okay, and you don't want to let that go for much more than a minute or so. So at this point, I'm going to deglaze with some red wine. I'm using a Chianti. Any Italian red wine will work. So go in with, maybe a half cup to a cup. And you want to just scrape away to make sure you lift everything up off the pan. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. It was on medium-low, turning it a little bit past medium. Okay, and after just a minute or two, that red wine will have cooked down in volume, thicken up a bit, and at this point, we can add the tomato product. Now, I'm using a 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes. These are really high-quality plum tomatoes. Look for the San Marzanos if you can find them. I've crushed them up with my hand. I'm going to go in there. I've also rinsed out the tomato can with just a splash of water, just to help with the consistency and to get every last bit of those tomatoes. Now we just want to give this a stir. And you can see that has a nice, deep, rich color to it already. Okay, so I want to bring this up to a simmer. Now, tomatoes really benefit from salt, so you want to be sure to season this generously with some salt. I'm going to add some black pepper. And some crushed red pepper flakes. And I also like to use some dried oregano. Now, I buy this imported from Italy on these stems. You don't have to use this stemmed version. The kind they sell in the spice jars are really nice too, but this comes straight from southern Italy. Just going to get a good amount of that dried oregano in there. And of course, you want to stir everything in there to evenly incorporate it all. Okay, and once you have that lightly, kind of just gently simmering away, you want to add in the meatballs. I turned down the heat a bit, and we're going to add these meatballs in. And there's also some accumulated juice from that pan. Or from the plate that I had the meatballs sitting in. You want to get all that in there, since we didn't keep our original pan. Okay, and I gave that just a gentle stir to more incorporate those meatballs down into the sauce. We'll stir about halfway through, but this is the perfect time. When you put these meatballs in now, we're going to let those just cook on a low, gentle simmer. That's going to cause the meatballs to be fully cooked in the center. You'll remember that we seared the outside, but we didn't cook the interiors till it's fully cooked. So these are going to slowly cook in the sauce, and that's the perfect amount of time to bring the pasta water up to a boil and to cook the pasta. So right at this point, when these begin to simmer, you want to heat up a large pot of your pasta water. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. Our water is at a rapid boil. I'm going to go in with a good amount of kosher salt. You want to get that water pretty salty to make sure your pasta has good flavor. And now to go in with the pasta, I'm using the Checo brand spaghetti. I have 3/4 of a pound. So I'm going to get that in there, and you want to cook that to al dente. According to the box, that's 10 minutes. So I'm going to set a timer. And as soon as your pasta is in there, you just want to start gently turning it until it's all submerged so it cooks evenly. And of course, in those early stages, for the first minute or so, you just want to keep that pasta turning, just to prevent it from clumping together and to get it all submerged there in the water. So that looks good. It is at a rapid boil and it's all submerged. So we'll let that go. And just to show you how this is looking, our sauce and meatballs are looking really good. These have been cooking together a little over 20 minutes now. So that's allowed that sauce to cook down. It's cooked those meatballs through and through. So we've been stirring that every couple of minutes, just to make sure nothing sticks and it's cooked evenly. Everything's going to be coming together here in just a few minutes. This is going to be really good. Okay, and in the final minutes of that pasta cook, I removed the meatballs from the sauce. You don't have to, but I find it's easier to marry the pasta and sauce. So I drained but did not rinse the pasta. I reserved just a little bit of the starchy cooking liquid, so I'll get a little bit in there. And what you want to do now, we still have this on the medium-low heat. I'm going to turn that up a little bit more to medium, and we want to just stir this in to evenly incorporate that pasta and sauce. We only cook this to al dente, so we're going to allow this to finish for a minute or two, and it's really going to help flavor the pasta. Okay, and after just a minute or two of cooking those together, we're going to turn off the heat. I'm also going to add in a handful of fresh basil that I have sliced up. And finally, I'm going to grate in a little bit more of that Parmigiano-Reggiano. This was in the meatballs, but we're going to add a little bit into that pasta sauce. And now that that's in, you can just give it another big stir. Okay, and here's the finished dish, plated up, spaghetti and meatballs. I just hit this with a little bit more of that grated Parmigiano-Reggiano over top. I hope you enjoyed this dish. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Eric from Simply Elegant Home Cooking, and I look forward to sharing more recipes with you real soon.